Hello everybody and welcome to Vinyl Hazard. I have an update today and we are going to start this one out with a bang, and I mean major bang. So, a couple of months ago I pre-ordered this. The new Opeth album, In Cauda venenum. Translates in Latin, or I guess from Latin, to poison in the tail. We are going to check this one out. It's huge and heavy. So, if you are familiar with Opeth, you are probably also familiar with that they have gone through a journey when it comes to musical style. They began as a pretty, I should not say standard, but they were a pure death metal band. And today, about 13 albums later, they are a prog metal band. So the journey has been quite remarkable. So Opeth is a Swedish band. They were formed in 1989, and they are led by a brilliant musician called Mikael Åkerfeldt, who is like the singer, songwriter / guitarist. He has been also active in Bloodbath. This is, I think, a Blu-ray. Ooh, nice. So 5.1 Blu-ray CD. So this box holds both versions of In Cauda venenum, because Mikael decided that he originally wanted the whole album in Swedish, but he decided that he was going to make it in English too. The Swedish is, according to him, the preferred version. This is still wrapped in plastic. I will not take out this now. So this is the CD, and since this is a vinyl version, or this is a vinyl channel, but we are partial to vinyl, I should say. We have CDs here too. Actually, I have a CD later for you to watch or look at. Anyway, the vinyl is here. This is a poster, apparently. Oh yeah. So here is the band with Mikael in the middle there. Very cool poster. Very squarish. Let's see. Yeah, so I have listened both to the Swedish and the English version, and I must say that I am in a unique position because I am Swedish, so I will get all the references that's on this album, most of it anyway, and you know, if you have listened to this album, you also know that there are a lot of talking in between, or rather during the songs, and that talk is not like some random prog thing. It has an overall theme to the whole musical score. Our late Prime Minister Olof Palme is one of the voices that talks on the album. He was murdered in the 80s. So this, I think, is the Swedish version, yeah, on this yellow vinyl. I'm not a fan of yellow vinyl, but you know, it's Opeth. It's one of my favorite bands, probably top 3 Swedish bands. This is yellow too. So the Swedish version, perhaps it doesn't really actually say if it's Swedish version. I should have looked that up before. But yeah, it has a lot of stuff, this box. Here is a folder. I think this might be Svekets Prins. Prince of Betrayal, but it's called something else in Swedish. Yeah, it's the Swedish version. The lyrics here are in Swedish, and it's basically a lyric sheet, a giant lyric sheet. Yeah, and the wintry, lovely artwork. Yeah, right, that's, oh god. Is there more in here? I hope not. Yeah, there's a lot of things in this box. Here is the English version, I believe. Yes, it is. So it's the same as the Swedish version. The only thing is that this is on, well, orange vinyl. Looks like this. With their record label Moderbolaget, the mother company, that can be translated to. Yeah, so I guess, is there, yeah, so there's a folder in this one too, and I would believe that this is English lyrics. Yeah, it is. So it basically looks the same as last one. So I'm very happy to have this album. I mean, Opeth has been a favorite band of mine for, well, 10 years or something like that, perhaps even more. I mean, I started listening to Opeth when they were in their like Blackwater Park days back in, oh shit, it's like 20 years ago. Time flies. Yeah, I think they released Blackwater Park in 2001. And that's when I began to listen a little bit to them. And of course the whole sound changed about 4 albums ago with Heritage, so now they are a prog band, but I really do appreciate both aspects of the band. I know many fans are very divided on that. But Opeth for me is all about Mikael Åkerfeldt's creativity, and this album is really, really great. It's their best album. I don't know. I really like Heritage. I like Pale Communion. I like Blackwater Park, Ghost Reveries. I mean, there's so much in Opeth's discography that I cannot simply choose at this particular time. Perhaps I will do a review or something about this album at a later stage. I feel like I have to listen to it a whole lot more. So, next one. This one I got in the mail. Oh yeah, so you know I were on the record fair, but this one I actually ordered alongside with Opeth's new album, and it's Sabaton's new album. And if you know anything about Sabaton, you know that they are power metal and they are focusing on war stories. And Sabaton's The Great War came out about, I guess, 3 months ago, something like that. And it has the brilliant Jocke Brodén on vocals. He is pretty much Sabaton. He is a very history-influenced musician. This, The Great War, should come as no surprise. It's about World War I. And the whole album is themed around that. And you can see for yourself the lyrics, or not real lyrics, sorry, the track list. And it's all about certain battles or certain figures of World War I. I mean, yeah, the Red Baron Richthofen, I believe that was. And the album cover is great. I mean, the artistry in this cover is among one of the best Sabaton covers I have seen. Really, really good. And here you have the band and Jocke right there. You should check out Sabaton History channel on YouTube too. They are doing a special there with Nigel. I don't know his last name. Nigel Lindell or something like that. He's anyway a YouTube profile who does a lot of specials on World War I. He has a whole series which covers World War I day to day. Great album, great topic. I mean, war, sure, it's not a cool thing, but it's always interesting to read about the incredible stories that happened during this time. Very hard for us civilians, of course, to actually put ourselves into the shoes of ones who have experienced war. I have been in the military for 1 year. We have a mandatory military service in Sweden, but of course that is far from being in actual combat. So now I was in Norrköping. I live in Norrköping, Sweden, or Norrköping, as it is pronounced in Swedish. And in Norrköping, we have like 2 record fairs each year, one in the spring and one in the autumn. And last weekend I was at the Borgen record fair, and I managed to pick up something that I have sought for a time, and that is Judas Priest's Sad Wings of Destiny. I guess Priest doesn't really need an introduction. So Sad Wings, yeah, it's a very, how should I put it? I guess it is the album where Priest got real heavy metal. It's like, I guess, their breakthrough album, perhaps. I might talking shit out of my hat, because you know I'm not I'm not an expert on Priest. If you have watched my videos, I am a rather recent fan of Judas Priest. I mean, I've listened for Priest for years, but I have not owned many albums of them. So owning Sad Wings was a real treat, or is a real treat. Yeah. Tella-ig. I think this is Swedish press, by the way. And it's a Swedish 1980s press. I believe the album came out in 76, if I have done my research right. Don't crucify me if I am wrong on that one. There's no booklet, no like lyric sheet or anything to this. And I was forced to replace the inner cover because it was badly worn, but the LP itself is in very good condition. I know I got this only for $20. I don't know if that is a steal or not. Since it's a repress, I would believe it's not. But I saw the same album for like 500 kroner, which is about $50. And also I saw the same album for 90 euros. I think that's a little bit much. And here we have Rob Halford and the gang in their spectacular splendor. Shout out to Dreamer Deceiver. Real kick-ass song. Really like this album a lot. Very happy to actually own it. Right, so the next one. Yeah, this is a little strange one, perhaps, or I don't know, perhaps not. It's Rage, featuring the Lingua Mortis Orchestra. And Rage, they are a band that has existed for quite a long time, since the mid-80s. And I don't actually know much about Rage, but I listened to this particular album on Spotify and knew I gotta have it. And I wrote it down and went to the record fair, and lo and behold, this was accessible only for like $14, and it was new, brand new, sealed and everything. Naturally, I have picked it up. Well, I have listened to this for I've listened to it 2 times, so naturally it's open. And here we have the Lingua Mortis Orchestra, and they are from Prague, so there are a bunch of them there. Don't know if you can see, and it is symphonic power, epic metal. It's an orchestral record with metal influences from Rage. I know that Rage are collaborating with the Lingua Mortis Orchestra, but this album was like a special project, and it is on this standard black vinyl. Very, very good to have that. And there is a folder in here too. with lyric sheets, or rather, it's not really a folder. It's one of the inner sleeves, but I always like yeah. So naturally, I keep these things, but I re-sleeve them in my anti-static sleeves because otherwise they will like sound horrible when the static is discharged from the needle, and you only hear like crackles and sounds. So yeah, good. Lingua Mortis Orchestra from 2013. And yeah, here we have a special record too. It was like when I had been on the fair for like not even 5 minutes, I managed to see this. Yep, this is Death with individual thought patterns. So I have Scream Bloody Gore. I have Leprosy, special edition of that. I have let's see, Spiritual Healing comes after that, yes. Human, and their 5th album, Individual Thought Patterns. The only ones I'm missing now, it's Symbolic and what is it, The Sound of Perseverance. So soon, hopefully, my Death collection will be complete. I am a big fan of Death. I have a huge amount of respect for Chuck, the front man, Chuck Shoulders. And actually now I'm also looking at the documentary they released a couple of years ago about Death's career. And as you see, the vinyl is on this very lovely like red, black, white splatter. You know, I'm not a real fan of splatter discs, but this one looks pretty cool. Looks like someone blew their brains out. Oh. Well, this is limited to 500 copies. And there's a lyric sheet also, with a lot of cool pictures of the band. Yeah, so I have looked forward to own this for quite some time. I do not have any Death records on CD, but I have them on vinyl now, or at least 5 of them. So, yeah, good. So, I have actually one more thing. This is a holy grail, at least for me. Chances are you have not heard of this band, and it would not surprise me. This is an EP of the glorious band Warhammer, which have no association with a certain Games Workshop brand, mind you. This is a... how should I put it? This is a band a friend's brother had about 1995. They released this. So it's like, what, 25 years ago? Something like that. It only has 4 songs on it. But it's such a classic for me because I grew up with these 4 songs. We always like have a blast singing to them. I only know of 2 others who have copies of this particular EP. Even this picture is hand painted by one of the band members, and they were situated right here in Norrköping, and this album was recorded just like 1,000 meters from my apartment. So I really love this album. I have looked for it for many a moon, so to speak. Yeah, that's that. Warhammer with Riders. You can probably find this on YouTube, but you have to like search for Warhammer and then SWE, SWE, Riders, and then you will hear the metal in the air, so to speak. Anyway, this is all I have for today. I am expecting a shipment coming next week, if it doesn't get delayed, which it has been for like 2 times now, I think. So we shall see. I am planning to do another thing in the future. Not really ready to announce what that might be just yet, because I haven't like finished out all the planning and stuff. So anyway, I hope you have a good day and rock on, and I will see you later.